If he not getting you a Birkin, if he not paying for your bills, then throw that to the streets, okay?
Yo, what's up, my high value bros? What's up, kings? What's up, guys? What's up, stars? Hey, man, what's happening with you? What's up with it? So anyway, you seen the clip? You see what's going on? So let's jump right into it, man. Listen, I gotta talk to you guys, my high value bros, about you know, seeing women as assets and not liabilities. A lot of you guys don't know the difference between an asset and a liability, okay? So before I jump in, man, go ahead and hit that like button, smash that notification bell, and let's get it popping. All right, so as a high value man, right, because I have it in my book that we're gonna spend our whole life not just becoming the best versions of ourselves, but accumulating what? Assets, okay? What is an asset? An asset is anything that's gonna put money in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? And so you want to carry over that mindset even to women. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have a woman to be a liability to you, because a liability is defined as anything that's going to take money out of your pocket. You know what I mean? So a lot of you niggas are out here, you know, with women who are a liability to you. They're just draining you. They're draining you like a low battery. You know what I'm saying? It's not getting any charge. They're just draining you to your nothing, till you got nothing left. You know what I'm saying? It's very parasitical, you know? So let's talk about that some more, all right? A lot of you guys are tricks. You know, a trick is a person who has transactional sex, right? Like, in other words, you pay a woman $40, $50, $100, $200, $300, you know what I'm saying, to have sex with her. She has sex with you and that's it. A lot of you niggas are just tricking off. A lot of you niggas are Johns, you know what I'm saying? A lot of you niggas are simps, you know? A simp is a person who basically assigns more value to a woman than he does himself. You know what I'm saying? So you guys are pedestalizing women. So a lot of you guys are tricks. A lot of you guys are simps. You know what I mean? And, you know, we'll talk about the betas and the cuts, you know, in another video. But right now, a lot of you niggas are simping out. You're sycophantic, and a lot of you niggas are tricks. And that goes for Quavo too, because you saw it in the video. You know, after she said what she said, what's her name? Swahili, whatever the fuck her name is, right? Like, if you don't get here, you know, if your man ain't getting you a Birkin bag or some shit like that, then leave him in the club or leave him in the streets. And the nigga just like, well, you heard what she said or whatnot. He approved her message. You know what I'm saying? Like a dumbass, all right? So, guys, maybe you hear what I'm saying about not having women as liabilities, but accumulating assets, but you don't understand the difference between an asset and a liability. Now, in my book, right, I referenced the book, well, two books actually. I referenced the book Cash Flow Quadrant, written by Robert Kiyosaki, right, and also his other book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, in those books, he's going to teach you a lot about how money works and, you know, the whole thing with financial literacy. And financial literacy is just understanding how money works, and, you know, the different terms and language that comes with money. You see what I'm saying? So it's incumbent upon you to go ahead and get those books, because he really breaks it down and puts it in layman terms where the average person will be able to comprehend and understand a basic knowledge on how money works. Okay? So when we're talking about cash flow, right? Because I already gave you the difference between an asset and a liability. So when we're talking about cash flow, you want to look at what's called an income statement. And on the income statement, you have an income bracket, all right? You have an expense bracket, right? And then you have an asset column, and then you have a liability column. Now you see, there's three different cash flow patterns that exist out there, because there's three different types of, you have the poor, you have the middle class, and you have the wealthy. And the middle class is dwindling, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, in today's economy. You know, right now we're dealing with the haves and the have-nots because of the way the government's set up and shit like that. This whole election, the Democratic Party, and if this nigga Biden win, bruh, it's just gonna be poor and rich. But anyway, let's keep it popping. So, the cash flow pattern, okay, of a poor person goes like this. Usually the income from a poor person is going to come from government assistance. You see what I'm saying? Welfare, food stamps, you know, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of motherfuckers are like, you know, unemployed or partially employed. They might work part-time, they're not working full-time jobs, or they may be totally unemployed. So they're totally, you know, dependent on the government. So they get their checks from the government, right? Okay. And then they have an expense column. Everybody has expenses. You got to pay your utilities, right? You got to pay your lights. You got to pay your water, your gas, you know what I'm saying? Insurance, clothing, shit like that. All that is expenses. Everybody has expenses to cover. Now, the cash flow pattern of a poor person is the money comes in the income, you know, bracket. It funnels down into the expense bracket, and usually with a poor person, the expenses eats everything up in terms of their monthly income. And so at the end of the month, they don't have anything left over, all right? And usually they're in the negative. They have to borrow money and rob Peter to pay Paul and shit like that. They're struggling, the lights are off or the gas is off. They don't have gas in their car. They got to take the bus. They need bus money, what have you. Everything is a struggle when it comes to the poor person's cash flow. Now let's look at a middle class person's cash flow. Now, generally with a middle class person, right? This person has probably graduated high school, gone to college, or has licenses in different areas, you know what I'm saying? You know, as a nurse, you know, he's a professional. Let's just say that. This person is a professional, all right? In corporate America, not just corporate America, but just a professional in his or her particular career, all right? So we're talking about high value men right now. So these guys are probably making anywhere from 30,000 to, let's say, 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? From their job, from their self-employed business and so forth like that, okay? Now, they're getting income from their job, mainly from their job, right? Every 2 weeks, here comes the money income into the income bracket, right? Then they have the expenses, just like the poor person, right? They have the same expenses. Now, because of the little bit more education and licensing and certification that they have achieved with their degrees and licenses and things like that, and, you know, they got a little bit more higher salaries, okay? They have a little bit more money left over from their expenses. So now these people, they want to look rich. They want to look like rich people because they don't want to be poor. They got a little bit more, they have a little bit more money than the average poor person. So what happens is they start to invest their money into not the asset column, but the liability column. Now, what's the liability column? Okay, the liability column, credit cards. Yep, because the bank will give you a 12 to 15% or even 20% interest on a credit card, right? Depending on your credit, you know what I'm saying? And charge you the money that they lend it to you. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay that shit back. So, boom, that's a liability. Boom, mortgage. Yeah, that's right. I said a mortgage. If you got a mortgage, it's not your asset. It's the bank's asset, but it's your liability. If you don't believe me, default on the loan and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be foreclosed on sooner than later. You see what I'm saying? So it's not your asset. It's the bank's asset, but it's your liability. You have possession. You know what I'm saying? You don't really own it yet because you don't have the deed. You know what I'm saying? You haven't paid the bitch off. And even when you do pay it off, you see what I'm saying? You still got to pay the taxes on it. If you don't pay the taxes, you default on that, somebody can just take it. After about 5 to 7 years of not paying your taxes, someone can just buy it from you. You see what I'm saying? So even, that's why they call it a mortgage. You're going to pay that until death. You see what I'm saying? So boom, it's not your asset either. Now check it. Also boat loans, car loans, you know what I'm saying? So if you're financing your car, you're financing your boat, you got credit cards, you're financing your house, your mortgage and all that kind of shit, right? Those are liabilities. And so a lot of middle class people, they got a whole shitload of liabilities. So they, you know what I'm saying? They ride in the BMWs and Mercedes and shit like that. They're driving the whole network down the street. You see what I'm saying? They got these high-ass car notes and insurance payments and boat loans and credit cards and all because they're trying to look rich. You see what I'm saying? So their money comes in the income down into the expense bracket, and then it floats out through the liability column. Now let's look at the rich. Okay, the cash flow pattern of a rich person or a wealthy person, right? They get their money generally not from the job. See, a wealthy person or a rich person, they don't generally work for money, okay? Rich people don't work for money. They supervise money. They supervise others' time, energy. They supervise other people's time, energy, for money. You see what I'm saying? They leverage another person's time and energy. So a wealthy person's income or salary is going to come from their business or their investment. So it comes from, boom, that into the income column, funnels through the expense, and it goes down into the asset column. Now, what's an asset? Again, anything that's going to put money into your pockets. Now, you have, different categories of income in the asset column. All right. Active income, wealthy people don't actively work for that income. That's what the employed people, you know what I'm saying? The middle class and the poor people, they go to work and they exchange hours for money. That's called active income or earned income. You see what I'm saying? You get paid off your own time. You're exchanging time for money. Wealthy people don't exchange time for money. They leverage other people's time and energy for money. Okay, so having said that again, now check it. So the other two categories that are left, okay, is you have your passive income, which is residual. Okay, passive income can come from what? Real estate rental properties. Okay, rental properties. You know what I mean? They get that every month. Those tenants have to pay that money from that house, from that apartment, from that whole development that the real estate developer has developed. That whole, you know what I'm saying? That whole real estate market that they have created. Every month, the tenants have to pay money. And so every month, the real estate developer, investor, owner is getting what? Money from that. You see what I'm saying? So you have, that's an example of passive income, rental properties, things like that. Okay, you also have, your residual income, right? That's basically when you do the work one time and you continually get paid for it. So a great example I can use is, okay, you have authors like myself. You wrote the book one time, you continually get paid on it. You see what I'm saying? When other people buy it and they benefit from it and things like that. Actors, you know what I'm saying? Another category that I'm into. You make the movie one time, you get royalties, you get residual income off of it. I'm still getting residual checks from Burn Notice when I was starting out as an actor back in 2010. That's how I got my SAG eligibility. You see what I'm saying? I'm still getting residual income on that. You see? And it just keeps coming and coming and coming. You see what I'm saying? So those are examples of residual income, royalty. So, book writing, movie making, songs, music. If you're in the music industry, you put out an album and you continually get what? Paid on it, from the sales, from streams and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? So these are what's called assets. And then you also have portfolio income underneath the umbrella of the passive income, because passive income is sleep money. You make money while you're going to sleep. You see what I'm saying? So you got the residual and you have the portfolio income. What's portfolio income? Portfolio income is paper money, okay? We talking about stocks, bonds, mutual funds, things like that, index funds, Forex exchange. You're investing into the money market, that type of a thing. So you're getting dividends off of the money or the paper assets that you've accumulated. Now you see what the wealthy do is they invest in assets that keeps what? Producing more income. That money goes back into the income column that covers their expenses, and it keeps accruing and snowballing. You see what I'm saying? And it becomes cumulative. And so what they do is they buy their toys, or they buy their wealth, or they show their wealth, or they buy their items out of their asset columns, basically. They don't finance shit. And if they do, somebody else is paying for it. You see what I'm saying? So they buy their fancy cars, their homes and shit like that out of the profits from their what? Asset columns. And they just keep reinvesting in themselves. You see what I'm saying? So when I talk about in my book, How to Be a High Value Man, The Blueprint to Successful Women, I'm talking about as a high value man, you need to be accumulating assets your whole life, and you want to apply that even to women. So a woman to you, when she comes to the table, she needs to be an asset to you, bro. Because I said all this to say this. A woman's pussy, her vagina, her yoni, whatever you want to reference it to, it has no value. Okay, it has no monetary value, right? Now, I value women, obviously, because otherwise I wouldn't have written the book, right? Okay, because women, they validate men. They give us our sexual market value. They give us our children. A woman can provide a lot of wealth to your life if you're very selective in getting you a queen or a goddess. You see what I'm saying? So the thing about it is you have to get with women who understand how money works. You have to understand women who are actually an asset to you, and her vagina is not an asset, okay? It's a benefit for the both of you, right? She's benefiting from you sexually, and you're benefiting from her sexually. You're both getting that physical, mental, and spiritual sexual exchange. You see what I'm saying? And it can be pleasurable to both. You see what I'm saying? So I don't see why there is such relevance. Why is there so much value given to women to have sex? You see what I'm saying? Yes, women are the gateway to sex, but men are the gateway to what? Relationships. So when it comes to meeting at the table, you know, the metaphorical table, because when two people get together, right, you come in here to give. You're giving to her, she's giving to you. And what's given to you is not just sex, because you're giving that back to her. That's an even exchange. See, a lot of you guys don't see any intrinsic value in yourself. Your self-esteem, your self-worth intrinsically is so low, you don't have any intrinsic value. You don't see the value that you provide as a king, as a god, as a star. You see what I'm saying? Right? All right, I keep telling you guys, the highest calling of a man is to protect a woman, right? So she can walk the earth unharmed. So when you come to a woman with protection, when you come to a woman with knowledge, when you come to a woman with leadership, when you come to a woman with values, when you come to a woman with good moral character and righteousness, when you come to a woman with those intrinsic values, it's invaluable. That's very valuable, right? That she can really benefit from, because this is what women want. And now when you have spent your life, or you're spending your life accumulating assets, no matter what age you are, you can do this now, right out of high school. You can do this now, right out of college, with this mindset. So now that you're starting to accumulate assets, that's going to increase your what? Your net worth. And your net worth is basically the difference between your assets and your liabilities. So you add up all your income and you add up all your expenses and your liabilities. You take the difference, and that's your net worth. A lot of you niggas are in the negative by tens of thousands of dollars, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're in the negative, you're in debt. But anyway, but when you understand that you should be accumulating assets and not liabilities like a damn Birkin bag. I mean, how much is a fucking Birkin bag? Or any of that name brand designer shit. You see what I'm saying? You should be creating your own brand and making that an asset and things like that. Buy her one of those. And I'm not against buying your girl, your wife, or the women that you're intimate with nice things, but it should be done obviously in balance, and it should be, you know, like an occasional thing. There's nothing wrong with giving women gifts, but when you just out here doing it in a transactional way and you just simping out about it and you tricking out about it, bro, you're not low value, you're not high value, bro. You're low value. You're just a trick. You're a simp. You're a John. You know what I'm saying? And she just gonna play you for it. You see what I'm saying? So you want to avoid those type of toxic, feministic, material women, you know, that Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Suki Hana, and now Swati, whatever the fuck her name is, Swati chick, you know what I mean? So the women who look like that with the pink and blonde and purple hair and implants and ass implants and shots everywhere and tatted up or whatever, they got that materialistic mindset, that toxic mindset, bro. They gonna keep you in that liability column, and you're gonna be broke. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to become a successful entrepreneur. So with that said, bro, you need to be building your asset column and including women when they come to that metaphorical table. So now, what type of assets can a woman bring to your life? Okay, you know, is she supportive? Is she encouraging? You know what I'm saying? Is she nurturing? You know what I mean? Is she righteous? Is she virtuous? You see what I'm saying? Does she cook? Does she clean? Does she give you, you know what I'm saying? Does she bring you peace and tranquility? You know what I'm saying? Does she give you ideals to help you scale your business? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If something happened to you, you get arrested, you die, or whatever, can she help run that motherfucker? Can you guys be business partners? Can you guys run up a bag together and, you know, create a true group economic dynasty. This is what it's all about. So these are the qualities that you want to look for in a woman, other than her beauty and her aesthetics, right? Other than just her vagina and yoni. Now, of course, spiritually, her vagina is valuable, right? Because this is how we all got here. We came through a portal. You see what I'm saying? That vaginal portal. You see what I'm saying? From the ethers into this third dimension. So yeah, they are valuable in that terms, and so are we, because we are the progenitors of life. We spark it off, right? But I'm talking about, you know, first glance, just looking at it, there's no monetary value in a vagina or a yoni, right? Because it only becomes her asset unless she's selling it as a prostitute, a call girl, sex worker, stripper, whatnot. Because then now you niggas, you simps are paying for the shit transactionally, in a transactional way. You simping out for the motherfuckers. Now it becomes her asset, but your liability. Do you get it yet? Do you niggas get this education I'm giving to you yet? You see what I'm saying? Now, if you was a pimp, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, back in the 70s, 60s, you know, pimping used to be the shit. I ain't no pimp, but I'm just saying, at least they had the mindset of a wealthy person, or of a businessman, or of an entrepreneur, because they saw the women as a commodity for you simp ass niggas to buy and trick off to it. They had women walking the streets selling their bodies, you know what I'm saying, charging these niggas for a fee, and then the woman would give the pimp the money, he would break them off, you know, like a salary, but he keep the profit for himself, increasing his net worth and value. You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying, not saying niggas, you go out here and start pimping and shit. No, I just gave that hypothetical example, you know what I'm saying, to show you the entrepreneurship in it. You see what I'm saying? So what you want out of a woman, you want her to be an asset and not a fucking liability. And all this shit started, man, this whole tricking, this whole, you know what I'm saying, simping out shit. This shit really started out, you know, in the music, and it became prevalent, you know what I'm saying, in our culture, because of, you know, the music and media and feminism, the second wave after the 1960s, and, you know, then it just spewed out in the media, especially in the music. You know what I'm saying? Like in 1989, you had Two Loud Crew. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the South. I'm from the Miami area, so I'm just give you a quick little history. You know what I'm saying? In 1989, Two Loud Crew, you had As Nasty As They Want to Be. You know, they won this Supreme Court, you know, judgment or whatnot. So everything got really explicit, right, in terms of music and the lyrics. You know, Two Loud Crew was very popular with, you know, pop the pussy and hey, we want some pussy, throw that D, and you know, move something and all them songs, right? You know what I'm saying? They had our women out here, you know, doing all kind of crazy shit in the videos or whatnot, blase, blase. So Uncle Luke, he kicked it off. That booty music, all that, right? That kicked that shit off. That whole consciousness, that whole mindset, right? Of just, you know, simping out, tricking with our women, etc., etc. Then you got like Trick Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Look at his name, Trick Daddy. This nigga is the daddy of tricking. You know what I'm saying? So that's that whole strip club culture. You know what I'm saying? And then when he came out with Trina, with You Don't Know Nam, that just, man, that shit sent that shit into the stratosphere. You know what I'm saying? You don't know Nam. You know what I'm saying? So Trina coming out, you know what I'm saying? You don't know Nam ho that did 5 or 6 best friends and all this other kind of shit with her lyrics or whatnot. See, now you got that whole whore and thought culture, you know what I'm saying? They kind of like really caught momentum, you know, after her and Trick or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And then you had other songs like, what was that? Lil Wayne and Fat Joe, Make It Rain. Then you had the other nigga with Make It Rain, Rain, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it ain't tricking if you got it and all this, you know what I'm saying? Make It Rain in the strip club. So basically the hoes went from walking on the streets, you know what I'm saying, as prostitutes, to tricking in the strip clubs, and you niggas is out here breaking them off, you know what I'm saying, glorifying the shit, and so the shit just fucking snowballs into this bullshit that we see today. And this is why women are so fucking toxic. This is why you niggas are tricking and simping the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So why am I making this video? Because I give a fuck. I care. That's why I wrote the book. One of the reasons why I wrote the book is too many simps, there's too many betas, there's too many cucks, there's too many trick ass niggas out here, and there's too many toxic ass women. But the women are toxic because the men, you niggas, are out here promoting and glorifying the shit, man. And it's not high value, man. You got to turn this shit around. We guys, we kings, we, you know what I'm saying? We stars out here, bro. And our women are goddesses and queens, man. We got to flip the script. We got to restore the order of masculine and the feminine. You know what I mean? So I don't want to make this video too long, but that's just what it is, bro. when you deal with women, look at them as assets and not liabilities. And if she got a liability mindset, leave her alone. It don't matter how good she look, how fine she is, whatever, bro. It starts all in the mind, you know what I'm saying? And you got to lead her that way. You know what I'm saying? Turn that thought, turn that toxic woman, if you can, into a goddess or a queen. And more than likely, it's not going to happen. Don't even waste your time on it.
You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. I did a video on that.
Raise your vibration, raise your frequency, raise your intelligence, get your financial literacy, read those books, bro, and understand the difference between the asset and liability. All right, man, that's it, man. Hey, go ahead and get the t-shirt, man. You see me rocking it, the High Value Man t-shirt. I got a link for that. You know what I'm saying? Get the book, How to Be a High Value Man, The Blueprint to Success for Women. It's available in ebook and paperback. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are really benefiting from that, from my book. It's changing lives out here. Also, read my book at least 5 to 10 times. You know what I'm saying? Guys, add me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Shoot me a DM. You know what I'm saying? For a video topic. Also, you can email me at acie333@gmail.com. Guys, if you got a problem with a woman, write me a paragraph or two describing what it is. You know, I'll read it on the next video. We'll critique it. I'll give you a plan of action. We'll move on from there. If you want one-on-one consultation, hit me up for a fee and I got you. Bro, like my shit, subscribe to my shit, share my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe my videos, hit that notification bell. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel that I'm adding value to your life in this video, hey man, shoot me a donation to my cash app. $1, $2, $5, 10, you know, whatever it is, man. It is what it is. Hey man, I'm out of here. Like, share, subscribe. Love, peace. Oh yeah, excuse me, fella. I wanted to add one more thing. I want you guys to understand this too. You know, when you look at the global wealth, right? The global wealth around the globe, okay? You got about 2,100 billionaires all around the world. Now, out of those 2,100 billionaires, right, only about 12 or 13 of them are black, okay? And not all of them are black people. Like maybe 11 of them are like really African descent black people, you know what I'm saying? So think about that. That's not even 1% of the wealth that belongs to the black community. Also, you can also research that, look, in the United States, okay, in the United States, less than 70% of Americans have $1,000 in their savings account. You see what I'm saying? Less than 70% of Americans have $1,000 in their savings account, which tells you what? That people don't have a whole lot of money. We got less than 1% of wealth as black people. Less than 70% of the Americans in the United States have less than $1,000. So what's 1% of 70%? You see what I'm saying? So black people collectively, I'm talking specifically the black people now. You can't afford to be out here with some, you know, toxic ass, liability ass female like this chick talking about Birkin bags. You know what I'm saying? Or leave, you need to leave that chick where she at. You know what I'm saying? You need to get you with a queen or a goddess who understands money and wants to run up a bag and build some wealth and accumulate some wealth and a legacy and start up a dynasty. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to throw that in there, man. We got less than 1% of the wealth globally, and then 1% of the 70%, you know what I'm saying, don't even have $1,000 in their bank account. So you show me where the bag at. You know what I'm saying? Don't be listening to these rap niggas and these celebrities and motherfucking athletes. They $40 million slaves anyway, because they got to where they at, you know what I'm saying, you know, under the construct of the white supremacist construct anyway. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. They $40 million slaves. If they speak out about what's really going on and all that, they're gonna lose that bag anyway, man. So they just leading you guys to self-destruction. So I said what I said. It is what it is, man. Get with your queen, get with your goddess that understands how money works and is truly an asset to you, man. I'm out. Peace and love. Yo.